Hi, my name is Michael Keller, and today we're going to tune this piano. First thing you do is you open it up. Usually it opens up from the top like this, unless it's a grand piano, then it's different. Take the music desk off. And expose what they call the action. All of these parts, they're removable. They all come out as one machine called the action. You just unscrew the bolts here and here. This whole thing will come out. Sometimes you need to take it out if there's a broken part on the other side. You got to take it out to fix it, but usually you can just service it right from the front. And each note works the same way. Basically, it's just the key pushes up on the whipping, and the whipping throws the hammer toward the string. And if you know how one works, you know how all 88 of them work. So working on a piano is kind of easy like that in that way.
What are these knobs right here? What are they called?
These are tuning pins, and they're about as long as my finger, and they're hammered into a piece of wood, this piece of wood. They're hammered in, so they're really tight because the strings are wrapped around these, and this, the string has a lot of tension, pounds, hundreds of pounds of tension on the string. So these pins are very long, so they can hold the tightness of the string. And these are what you turn when you tune a piano, because tuning a piano is basically just tightening all the strings so they vibrate at the right frequencies. So first thing I do is I put this on so it's easier to see what's going on in there. And we have two keys that aren't working, this one and this one. So we'll correct those first. They're not working for two reasons. One is that down in here I don't know how this got there, but there's a pencil stuck down in there. It's a really long pencil too, so I have no idea how that got in there. Okay, that's going to fix a lot of problems with those keys, but mainly they're not returning because the springs are they're detached. It's hard to see, but you can see those little shiny springs in there. They're all unconnected, so we're going to reconnect those. So to connect the springs, you need one of these little spring reconnection tools.
Ooh.
There's one, two, there's three. Here's one. Disconnected. Here's another one. I don't see any over there.
So this is the first step now, reconnecting the springs.
Okay, yep. So there was a few in here that were disconnected, and now okay, there's a problem there. It shouldn't be ringing. See the damper here is misaligned, so you have to put it back into place. Okay. Okay, now that all the keys work correctly, we can start to tune the piano. To tune a piano, you have to tune 3 strings for each note. When you hit one note, the hammer strikes 3 strings. Now all 3 strings are supposed to sound exactly the same. and they don't sound exactly the same. That's why this sounds, there's a warbling sound in there. But you can't, using a tool to tighten the string, you need to turn these pins. The string is wrapped around these pins. So we're going to tighten these to this, each to the exact same tightness to get them to be in tune. But you can't tighten all three at one time. You can only tighten one at a time. So you silence 2 out of the 3 by using this strip mute. And this only exposes the middle strings. And so you can only hear one string. You don't want to hear them all. Then you could take a hammer, a tuning hammer, it's called, and tighten the string that's exposed. So,
How do you know where to tighten it or where to loosen it to?
well, there's a machine that'll tell you how tight to make the string, which is easy because you can just use the machine. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way, which is use one of these,
Pitchfork?
a tuning fork,
Tuning fork.
and you ding it, you listen, and it'll give you the correct pitch of just one note. Once you get it perfect with the one note that it's giving you, you can get the whole piano in tune just from
that one.
having one note correct. But machines nowadays are really accurate, so we're just going to use a machine. Well, this piano is so flat, it's a whole step flat.
A whole step.
Or a half step, or a whole step. So it's the procedure I'm going to use to tune this is not the normal way of tuning a piano. So, I mean, it's... So I'm going to compare octaves and make them sound the same. Sounds bad now because the strings aren't the same tightness, and when they're not, they don't move parallel with each other. The hammer strikes the strings move, and as they're wobbling back and forth, they're supposed to wobble together in parallel motion. But if one of them is loose, it'll go opposite, like move in opposite ways. Instead of parallel, it'll skew off and do this, and that's when you hear this beating. It's like it's a horrible sound. So I'm gonna tighten it so they sound the same, and maybe you can hear it change. I don't know. I don't know if you heard that, but
I heard it.
and now it's tuned, so magically.